recognise this scene from a few weeks ago if you were watching Challenge one Friday night back in August. This was the scene in Telecom Tower. We were doing a live show, and I'm now filming this just a few minutes after that show has gone out. We were in the middle of rehearsals earlier on that day, well today, when I had a visitation from Simon Bates. It didn't work at all, actually, just superhuman effort. And one of the most...
Can I just stop you for a second? Bit of work.
What? Hang on, what's going on here?
Your next challenge, Annika.
What's
This is
going
the
on?
toughest one you've ever done.
I don't believe this. At 9 o'clock on Wednesday, the 8th of September, join the children of Pack Rats in the former Yugoslavia on the first day of their new school term.
That's the easy bit.
P.S. Their school has been destroyed in the war. Renovate it and take as much relief as you can to help rebuild their lives.
It is the most difficult one you've ever done.
Is this for real?
It's for real, yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's been blown apart. You have to take most of the equipment out with you, cross borders, cross checkpoints. You have to make sure that everybody, regardless of religion or background, gets helped and helps.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Are you coming?
No! I've been there about a week ago, and I know what it's like, and I know how difficult it's going to be for you. Let me introduce Jeff Dennis, who's from the International Red Cross.
I'm the International Director of the
Right.
British Red Cross, and basically the Red Cross have been working out there now, well, for 2 years, right from the beginning of the conflict.
Right.
I should
Wow.
be coming with you.
Right.
So, and we've already sent a surveyor out there.
Is it
so
dangerous?
we need. It's a UN protected area, so we need to be careful, of course, out there.
Yeah.
But we operate out there all the time.
All I can say is
Yes.
thank you very much for the challenge. We have a vehicle tonight to make an appeal because we're doing a live show, which I suppose you knew about anyway. So this has all been set up for everyone. That's the whole point of it, I guess. So that's fine. Everybody knows about this except me, and we're there.
Ready to rehearse, everybody, please.
Well, up here in the BT Tower, the phones are silent, but won't be for long. This is Jeff Dennis, who is International Director of the British Red Cross, and he's been filling me in on what they really need in Pack Rats, which is in Croatia. And we can see it's actually on the border.
It
of
is.
Bosnia and Croatia.
Yes, it's just in Croatia, but again, I would emphasise that we're also doing similar projects the other side of the border in Serbian-held territory.
Right. And has Pack Rats been particularly badly affected
About
by the war?
90% of the whole town is just destroyed.
OK, Jeff and I have been looking at some film of the area. We've actually got some news footage taken in the village of Pack Rats itself 2 years ago. That's what you're seeing now. The town used to be 50% Serb, 50% Croat, and when war broke out, it found itself right on the front line. By the end of 1991, literally 90% of the town's buildings had been destroyed with appalling loss of life. Now, more than half the population have fled, and many would like to return. But that can't happen until the essential services, the hospitals, schools have been restored. This is actually the school we've been asked to rebuild. As you can see, it's a complete wreck. It used to be a well-equipped school with nearly 900 pupils. And a week on Wednesday, it actually opens for a new school term. That is, if we complete the challenge on time. Now, rebuilding the school...
We're on camera
is only
3,
half
we're in the
the
phone
challenge.
area.
The next week, we've undertaken to send a huge convoy of relief aid to Zagreb. Now, there could be as many as 30 lorry loads. That is, if you can help fill them. We need oil, dried milk, meat, rice, fish, pasta. We need hygiene packages, things like machine washing powder, soap, toothpaste, loo paper, shampoo. And for the baby packages, we need hand washing powder, plastic feeding bottles, teats, baby shampoo, baby soap, vitamin drops, and zinc cream. We've actually contacted a number of supermarket chains and chemists throughout the country, and we have got some good news. These are the ones who've agreed to help us. There will be posters up everywhere explaining how you can buy a package or part of a package for the appeal, and none of the stores will be making any profit at all. And also, if you have any building materials or supplies of new school furniture, anything you can think of, playground equipment, even a new piano, please give us a call. The number is 071 436 6888. 07143668888. And almost immediately, unbelievably, the phones are ringing. I go quite trembly at this moment. They've gone mad. There's phones all over the place. This is all the volunteers who very kindly offered to help us. And here we are. There's more volunteers downstairs.
Hello, Challenge Annika. How can I help you?
I want to send a food parcel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Challenge Annika.
Baby parcel.
Hello.
Hello, it's David Parry of the Remploy Furniture Group. I think we can help with some furniture.
What do you want to donate?
Richard Webb, I manage the director of Intermusic. I'd very much like to donate a grand piano.
Yes, there's an Iceland in Holyhead.
And Leighton Buzzard.
Alan Baxter from Leeds. Oh, his wife had a baby boy earlier today. Well done, Alan. So he'll buy a baby parcel. A scout group in Derby will use spare money from their jumble sale last week. Tackled Ian Marx's rang from Pilkington Glass, offering to replace all the broken windows in the school.
Hello, Challenge Annika.
Churchill Hotelware. We'd love to donate all of the crockery.
Richard, who came here to talk about NENCAP, has actually volunteered his services now to come to Croatia with us, another school.
That's right. I'm still in a total state of shock from this afternoon. In fact, my knees have nearly gone, so I think you'll have to carry me out of here this evening.
And you were saying you've only just recovered from the last challenge.
Paint. And you also think you can supply the diesel to go with it?
We've had over 1 million calls now. Just everything under the sun has been offered. 2,500 loo rolls from Steve Simpson in Newcastle. CA Roofing have called to offer steel sheets for a new school roof. McDougall Rose rang to offer all the paintbrushes we need, and I think we're going to need an awful lot of them. AXA Signs are going to work over the weekend to make a new school sign. Someone's called up to offer their old Rolf Harris organ. You name it.
Hello, Challenge Annika. How can I help you?
Well, we're all absolutely shattered after last night. I don't think any of us got much sleep at all. But the great news is the feedback from stores all around the country is just incredible. From first thing this morning, people were literally queuing outside shops. So what we thought now is we'd get onto the old M25 and do a quick tour and see how some of the stores are actually doing. This is Sunny Staines. Here we go. Well done you. So you're going to get some powder, are you? Excellent.
And we're on the roll as well.
Ooh.
Great, it's going really well. No sitting down on your butt. The world don't owe you. No sitting down in a rut. I want to show you. Don't waste your energy.
Tuning in to see how you're all doing in Great Yarmouth.
Oh, it's very busy.
Is it?
Very busy, yes.
Work your way up, let's work. Be proud, stand tall, touch the cloud. Man and
I'm trying to
woman,
get through to Wales. Today we've got a fax machine.
kill poverty.
We're very, very busy.
Northern Ireland is doing us proud.
So it's the big decision about what to get,
What to get, this is it.
The feeding bottle full of teat.
I think the bottle without the teeth is needed. Work your way up, let's work. Be proud.
W.H. Smith rang in and actually offered us whatever we needed in the way of school equipment.
Let's work.
A wide range of
Almost, actually. The other good news on the transport front is that Iveco, Ford Truck, Russell Davies and Parcel Force have agreed to help us.
Let's work. Ha. Let's work.
What a day. It's been fantastic, hugely successful, and you've been incredibly generous. Thank you so much again. And poor Richard Bailey, he's got a nightmare task. He worked right through the night trying to make sense of all the building material offers we'd had in. British Gas have offered to supply new radiators for the school. Lafarge Plasterboard in Bristol are giving an amazing 8 tons of plasterboard and plaster. Stamco in Sussex have offered us all the timber we may need, and a company called Playview have called in offering outdoor play equipment. Frank Parker, a nationwide builders merchant, offered wheelbarrows, buckets, shovels, mops and brooms, and altogether, wait for this, we had calls for over 100 grand pianos. It's 5 a.m. here at Dover Harbour. Here are 30 trucks absolutely crammed full with all the goods that you donated. The final sum is over £1 million of stuff that was collected on Saturday. Most of it can't even fit in this convoy. It's got to come on later. So thank you so much to everybody. Also thank you to Dover Harbour Board who've put up with us today. And they've been so cooperative, I can't tell you. And also Hammond Port Services for helping us with the paperwork for everything. There it is, the sign's up there. The next sailing for Zeebrugge at 5:30. P&O have laid on that ferry for us. And over here are the team who will going. How are you feeling, guys? These are the truck drivers. We've got folders here for everyone, which is crammed full of information and paperwork for the actual journey. There seems to only be one map, which is a bit alarming. Paul?
Thanks, Annie. I haven't got one of those.
You can lead. And we have here also fuel cards from Total, which will give you all the fuel you need for the whole journey. You're going through Belgium, Germany, Austria, Slovenia, and then Croatia. Good luck. It's after 5 o'clock. Your ferry awaits. With me now. What is the first thing we're going to be aware of when we arrive?
The drive is about an hour to an hour and a half to Pancratch, and you will see it get more and more devastated as you go along.
And what about security?
Security is fine at the moment, but it's right on the borders of Serbian-held territory, so there are a lot of troops around. There are a lot of Serbian and Croat troops around as well, so it will be well controlled, and it's well controlled by the Red Cross and the United Nations at the moment, but there are problems, of course, in that area. The other thing you will notice is that there are a lot of refugees around. A lot of them are living in old schools, old buildings, that a lot of them those are bombed out, of course.
Well, not long for us now. Meanwhile, out there somewhere, I think we're flying over Austria at the moment, are our convoy of 30 lorries, just a few hundred miles now from Zagreb.
Paul to Tommy and Russell Davis, are you still with us, over? Yeah, I'm still with you, Paul. Can you tell me if we've still got the piano van with us, over?
Slightly got held up at the toll tunnel. He's having a bit of trouble getting out of there, and that's the last I've seen of him. Over.
Yeah, Paul, this is Scott in the support vehicle. Unfortunately, the piano van had to stop for us. We're back with you now. Can we start pumping up the kilometres to 80 k's?
Under pressure.
We're now in the heart of Croatia and about to enter a UN protected area. I've been joined by Stefan, who works for the Croatian Red Cross, and he's actually going to drive me through all the various checkpoints into Pakrac itself.
Dobar dan.
Dobar dan. Mi smo ekipa BBC-a, idemo u Pakrac.
Literally, we've just turned a corner and now all the houses we see are completely destroyed. Just awful.
It was hit by tank shells, artillery shells, and they finish it with hand grenades. But we have to be careful not to go around the houses, you know, because there's always something left, some maybe mines or booby traps. It's hard to believe that the normal life will be back, because there are a lot of hate, there are a lot of evil done here. It was before a peaceful country. We are now entering Pakrac.
Do people live in fear every day of their lives still?
Yes, they are hoping that it will be a peaceful solution, but they are not safe and they are in fear. Yes.
And these are some of the kids that hopefully will be going to school on Wednesday.
Yes, they already know that you are coming. Well, over there is the Serbian checkpoint. The UN vehicles are going to the Serbian side. We are now very near to school.
Brilliant. And there's Richard down there. Looking at his watch. Rather annoyed, I think. Richard, hi. Thanks, Stefan. You're going to get out. How are you?
So do you want the good news or
No,
the not so good news or?
It's so tragic just driving through all the villages.
Yeah, it is.
And this is the school behind us now.
I must admit, it's a far bigger mess than it looks on the video back at Telecom Tower. There are bullet holes everywhere. The whole building's being shelled.
So no electrics, no services at all?
The whole place has been totally vandalised. People have been in and all the windows are smashed. There are several thousand panes of glass broken. The ground piano, everywhere leaks. The plaster's hanging off everywhere. Windows are smashed, doors are smashed. All the radiators are full of bullet holes. There's debris everywhere. The roof's in a hell of a state. It's just complete and absolute chaos.
But I know the idea is that we enlist the help of locals, but what sort of numbers are we talking about then?
Well, one of the big problems we've got right now is we don't know. Because of the fighting, many of the families have gone to live with relatives in rural villages and towns. And yesterday, when we were looking around for workers, many of them have gone home for the weekend. You know, hopefully sometime this afternoon, these workers will arrive. And we're just going to have to play it by ear.
This is a huge project. I mean,
You just want to come into the biology classroom. This is a good example of the sort of state the school's in. You know, all the walls are rotten. The whole place is just completely wrecked. I think we're going to need about 250, 300 men to do it in the time. We can start and do some cleaning up. But obviously, without the convoy, we really are stuck. It's really badly damaged. I don't think the children have been here for well over a year now. Just looking out through the window there, you've got what was originally Croatian territory, which has been taken by the Serbs. So, to me...
This is obviously where the fighting's gone on, because
Yeah.
the sandbags down there,
Yeah.
so this has been the front line, hasn't it, this
Mhm.
school?
All this damage and bombing and so on, it's all been done from that hillside.
Jeff, hi.
I got up early this morning and I spent the whole morning over in Serbian-held territory up in the hills over there, talking about the sort of projects that we're doing over on that side as well as this side. And generally they're very happy. I mean, it was more a courtesy call than anything else, but I think it was
But
necessary.
a vital PR exercise, because what you're basically saying, that if they weren't happy about it, they could start from their vantage point on the hill.
Well, absolutely.
shelling
There's no doubt that they could shell into this area here, as they have been doing a few days ago, a few weeks ago, and so on. But
a few
they're
days ago, literally.
yeah, but it's not too serious.
Don't tell me that in London. A few days ago. Seriously.
Yeah, I think they're just a few snipers or something in the far distance over there, but there's no problem here.
Richard was saying that people in Packratz, the surrounding areas, apart from the fact that a lot of people are away this weekend,
Right.
staying with relatives, they seem to be quite keen on the idea.
The school here, definitely. I mean, they see it as the beginning of perhaps the future, and it's a very important project to them. And obviously, if they can get children into here to start their school term on time, that would be an excellent start to the whole area.
But we need the workforce. Are they going to turn out?
I hope they are. I think I think they'll turn out as well, and I hope that the trucks will be on their way in time.
Yeah, Scott to Paul and Challenger. We've just heard on the travel news that this jam is due to an accident. It's about 6 kilometres away.
Hey, Scott, for the information. Did everybody else hear that in the convoy, over?
Before we go any further, we've been asked to come down to the UN base here at Packratz, which at the moment is under the command of an Argentinian battalion. There's a very, very important security briefing.
Esta es la ciudad de Packratz.
This is Packratz City.
Esta es la escuela donde están ustedes trabajando.
And this is the school where the project is taking place.
Acá pueden ver el trazado de la línea de ceasefire line. Iría por el centro.
The striped red area is the ceasefire line.
Y hay campos minados. Que eso es
and the area is mined, so it should be avoided. So this is a plan of the school. The following is going to be there in the school 24 hours a day. In addition to this, you'll have 4 platoons who will be monitoring the situation and checking that nothing happens beyond the ceasefire line.
We have a lot of problem with all the people that try to take some pictures from the Serbian sector. It's normal that if you are in the Croat sector and you try to take some photographies, somebody will shoot.
Don't take any pictures, just look this way, okay?
The problem is that the Serbian side said that when you take photos, you are making intelligence.
Intelligence. Will the Serbs be watching our progress?
Yes, all the time. And the same that the other side. You are now in the front line.
This is the most dangerous and complicated challenge we've ever done. You can see the first problem, the state of the building. It's a complete shell, a complete wreck. The second problem is that the workforce we're using, they're all local people. Most of them don't speak any English, so we're going to have real communication problems. The third major problem, as we've just heard, in the hills behind us, it's Serb-occupied territory. At any moment, we could be under threat from sniper fire. All those problems, we've still got a convoy missing somewhere in Europe. It's raining pretty heavily, but we've taken on the challenge. We've just got 3 days, and we're going to have a jolly good go at it.
Like we've got some men arriving at long last, Annika. I just hope it stops raining.
I know. Hello.
Look at all these guys.
What's hello?
Dobar dan.
Dobar dan. That didn't work much. What's hello?
They're saying hello. Dobar dan.
Dobar dan.
Good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Hello. These are apparently teachers from the school who've come along with whatever tools they can get hold of. Scaffolding's actually arrived without even doing a phone call. Brilliant!
Squad! Halt!
I'm impressed. I mean, help or what? Thank you so much. The British Medical Battalion. How long can you help us for?
Oh, the weekend, I think.
I'm so grateful. Thanks, guys, so much.
I can't believe it. I think there's about 500 people. All of this tin roof's got to come off, so I'll leave it with you.
She is a teacher in the school.
Oh, wonderful. So in 3 daes' time, when the new school starts, will she be back teaching?
dana kad počne škola, hoćete predavati onda?
Hoću, biologiju i kemiju.
She's teaching biology and chemistry.
Tell her her biology room will be transformed.
If there should be an incident, what you should do is put a wall or something solid to stop small arms fire between yourselves and the confrontation line, which is basically down there. You should also be responsible for any civilians who are working around you. Make sure they don't panic and make sure they stay down and don't walk around windows and keep a wall between themselves as well.
This really has been the most extraordinary day with people pouring in, hundreds of people pouring in from all over the region to help with this challenge. It almost could be any challenge we've ever done in Britain, except that it's about 10 times the scale. After a rather scary briefing, we're certainly not allowed to do any filming once it gets dark. In a moment, we're heading off to Zagreb, where we hope to meet up with a convoy of lorries sometime tonight. The workers have done almost all they can do tonight, just clearing out the site. What they really need now are the building materials. Until those arrive, there's not a lot more we can get on with here, so let's go.
Hello, everybody on comms. We've got a lot of cars that are coming up our side. We need to keep spaces for them. They're idiots. Over. Order, John, if you can hear that, just slide down a shade, please. Over.
We're now at the Red Cross warehouse here in Zagreb. It's midnight. The convoy was actually due here at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So, well, they're running a good 7 hours late. They're exhausted. You can see the weather is miserable. I should think it's been the most nightmarish journey imaginable. I just really hope they come here soon.
Pause the rest of the convoy. The good news is that we've actually arrived.
You should have here, that's all.
You want to park up and then we'll ease you out of your truck.
Oh,
so you can have a walk again. Hello there! You made it!
Shall I get a cuddle then?
Yes. Oh, of course you do.
Thank you. We're tired.
Čekaj, moram vidjeti kaj je.
Good morning. Well, they're already starting to unload all the relief aid that you've donated. That's going to be stored in the warehouse here and then distributed all over the former Yugoslavia. Meanwhile, 12 of our trucks are loaded up with those vital building materials, which we're now taking onto Pakrats. So it's back to the front line.
So it's very important that the convoy comes soon, otherwise the men are going to run out of work, yeah?
Zato važno je da konvoj dođe što prije s kamionima da ljudi...
Da je jučer bilo bi kasno.
It would be too late even if it was yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
this man.
Yes, today's outfit.
Richard, it's stunning.
I thought you were going to be here this morning.
Because the guys got in so late, by the time they'd found a bed for the night, it was about 3 in the morning, they had to have some sleep.
There's a slight problem with offloading, which we've just got to sort out.
What? Basically, you've lost the keys, no?
No, it's to do with the flag at the front of the school. Apparently we can't offload the trucks until the flag comes down because the Red Cross are not very happy about it. And the thing's got to be seen to be impartial.
I to u mogućnosti da pozoveš ljude u holu, lijepo, bez ikoga, ne treba nam ni Englezi ni prevoditi.
While we have the discussions and we take the flag down, we then have the discussions and then the workers can continue.
Može jednostavno skinuti zastava dok vi o tom raspravite jer gubi se užasno puno vremena.
Ne, ja bih molio još tih 5 minuta koliko trebamo, još 5 minuta, da to obavimo i da to legne. I onda ćemo na miran način to napraviti.
We've reached a real crisis now, just as we thought we were ready to start, because overnight one of the Croatian workmen has put up the national flag on the front of the school building, the Croatian flag. Now that causes real problems for the Red Cross because they only undertake projects that are completely impartial and neutral. They don't want this to be a Croatian project as such because they're doing projects exactly the same over on the other side for the Serbs. So what they're saying is we can't start work until that flag comes down and a Red Cross flag goes up. And the Croatians are saying unless that Croatian flag stays up, the workmen are going to down tools and they won't help us with the project.
The guy from the Office of Reconstruction is saying that they must take it down if they want the school finished by Wednesday for the kids to go to school. They're saying that they fought to defend it, and he's saying he fought to defend it as well.
The various factions are actually meeting of the builders and the Office of Reconstruction, etc. And they've got to make the decision to take the flag down because they say if they take the flag down now there'll be a riot.
Kada HTV snima otamo, nek gledaju sad ovi telci, da snima se ceste. Da, snima HTV otamo da snima ti tu majmuna ovdje spraviš, cijelo vreme.
We cannot get involved in politics, and to have this flag hanging up there is making the whole situation political, and that is completely against our principles, and we can't do so. If the worst came to the worst, we may have to turn around and go back again.
Well, they're having a meeting in the hall now, and obviously it's very heated and very tense in there right now. So we must wait.
Sure. And it's nearly 3:30.
I don't think my nerves have ever been as bad. The blood pressure's up.
Well, after an hour, a further hour of very intense negotiation, including a phone call to the Croatian government in Zagreb, a compromise has finally been agreed. Behind me you can see the Red Cross flag is now flying, and the Croatian flag is on a separate flagpole just outside the school buildings. Whew.
Have we got the truck driver for this truck, please? Are we going? Can we all move back, please? Let the driver through.
Ej, Đako, daj cigara ovo.
This is the aid you donated, and we're half a mile down the road from the school at the Red Cross Centre here in Pakrac, and this will be distributed all around the area. Thank you. Who is this, Stefan?
His name is Mirko Mirosavljevic.
Is he looking forward to going back to school on Wednesday?
Yes, possible that I will go. I don't know
You
yet.
will go to school on
Moraš ići
Wednesday.
u školu sredu.
You will go to
Sure.
school. This is the irony that these children were doing up the school and they hate us because they don't want to go to school. What child ever wants to go to
Sure.
school? It's nearly 7 o'clock. Normally on a challenge we'd carry on working right through the night because, you know, we're working under rather extraordinary circumstances here. We've got to stick to a very strict curfew, which means we've got to down tools fairly soon. Richard, how disastrous has today been?
Well, I'm sorry to sound a bit defeatist, but I feel positively drained right now. Basically, when you arrived late with the trucks, that was a fairly big crisis. But the situation with the flag this afternoon has really put us back. I think we're going to need many more volunteers. I really do believe that we're going to have all on to finish.
Good morning. Well, we've woken to a brilliantly sunny day. Despite our curfew, some of the workers, about 90 of them in fact, carried on working throughout most of the night in very poor light, but they managed to get quite a lot done. Really moved the whole project forward, but we are still a good 7 hours behind, and we're just hoping that today we can put all of the troubles and hassles of yesterday behind us and really crack on. There's just paint everywhere you look, radiators still to go in. If you come upstairs here, see en route, everyone's sweeping up. There's 1,200 panes of glass to go in overall. This is the biology room. It's just not looking much better yet. Perhaps they could do painting instead. Stefan, this is going to go on the back of the school?
Yes, so it represents the best of the Croatian territory.
It's wonderful. I should just explain at this stage that the school actually is huge. It has several other wings, which we're not doing now. But Power Plastics have actually provided us with this sort of seal, this plastic seal that we can literally wrap up the rest of the school and preserve it through the winter. This is just one of the many storerooms that have been set up to keep everything carefully under lock and key. If anyone's watching out there, any building companies, thank you very much for everything you've supplied. Buildex, for example, here's some of the 14,000 or so roof fittings you've supplied us with. We've got brooms here from Gazeway, and we've got Bosch tools up here, which has been a bit of a problem for Richard because he's having to explain to everyone how to use a power drill. We've got general tools down here from the Builders Centre. There's litres of liquid detergent down there. That's from Jackson Shipley. Everything is being signed in and out here. Very organised system. And the idea is that at the end of this project, all these tools will still be here, they'll be safe, and the Red Cross can use them for future projects in this area and the surrounding region. How's it going?
It's going great.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
That gave me a fright. So you enjoying it?
Really good. Mind your head, Annie.
I am a gym teacher. I watched the gym burn down one morning at 6 a.m.
And the Serbs who you were fighting, were any of them your neighbours before?
We used to live in the same building. We went to school together, and two were witnesses at my wedding.
Do you feel bitter?
Of course I am. Who is not? Ask anyone.
The Red Cross is responsible for feeding 8,500 people in Pakrac alone, and obviously this picture is repeated all over what used to be Yugoslavia. You can really see just how important your humanitarian aid packages really were. Less than a week ago, this corned beef, the milk, the loo rolls, the hygiene parcels, the pasta, the rice were all on your supermarket shelves. This is exactly how this system is working now. These 5 crates represent food for this man, for his family of 9 for a month. This man is a Croatian who used to live in Bosnia. He's escaped, he's lost his leg, and he is now a refugee living here in Pakrac. Can you believe this has happened to you?
No, because I used to work for the Red Cross before the war, and the first time I went to collect aid, it was very difficult.
Have you been in Pakrac throughout the war?
No, we were in Pakrac until October. My son was killed here exactly 23 months ago, on the 26th of October.
How did your son die?
Poginuo. Iz zasjede su ga ubili kad je išao izvući ranjenik.
He was killed at an ambush. He was trying to pull out the wounded. He was hit by a bullet right here. We are already old. We are 66, and our son is working.
We wish you good luck.
Ako bude, nek bude mladima sreća,
If there is good luck, let it be for the young ones.
So this is your old house down the street, which is completely damaged beyond all measure.
To je vaša kuća dole na ulici kompletno uništena.
Yeah. I mean, your number 48, this presumably is number 46. There's nothing left of it.
This house belongs to a man working in Germany. His mother used to live here, but now she's on the other side.
We've got our friend from the UN protecting us.
Pazite.
I should point out that this house is in no man's land, and that's Serb territory up there in the hills, so it's quite a sort of tense area.
This was my house. They didn't rob it, but they burnt it all. Here was the living room. Here was a display cabinet.
Must be the worst shock, because you actually kept prisoner just down the road here?
Yes, they took us from this house up the street and then transferred us to their main headquarters for Slavonia.
Can you ever imagine a situation in the future where you could live side by side, Croats and Serbs, in the same street like before?
No, because we used to be neighbors, but when I saw them up there where I was imprisoned, they didn't want to know me.
Mrs. Brukashit's story is repeated all over Pakrac. That's the tragedy. This whole street has been obliterated. She lived at number 48, a Croat. Next door, she lived next to a Serb. Both houses destroyed. And the real tragedy is that literally 200 yards down the road, there's the Serbian side of town where the whole story is repeated, each side blaming each other. No one's going to be the winner in this situation. We've now come round to the back of the school. You can see the gym behind me, the state that's in, the women up there clearing all the grass, and we're in the presence again of the soldiers. And I've just found this mortar shell. This could have been fired from 10 kilometres away, but it probably came from up on those hills. And this is Elmira, who's 15 and has been in Pakrac throughout the war. So how's it been?
It was horrible. The grenades were falling, bombs. There are dead people and dead animals on the streets. And I can't describe it.
And are there any other young people around? Have you got anybody you can...
Most of them were killed.
Did you ever see anyone being killed?
Yeah, my best friend. A grenade fell on him, and they couldn't collect his pieces. So it was horrible. After that I had to go to the hospital. I couldn't eat. I had nightmares, and it was horrible.
In Croatian, do you think we'll be finished by Wednesday?
The most simple is, hoćemo li završiti do srijede?
Oh, right.
It's very simple. Hoćemo li?
Hang on,
hoćemo završiti do srijede.
Okay. Hoćemo li završiti do srijede?
Try again in this sentence. Crči, crči, crčak, na čvoru crne smrće. If you can't pronounce this, you can pronounce all of this.
All right, but what was that? Hoćemo li završiti do srijede?
Do srijede, obavezno, pa takav je rok bio.
It's a deal until Wednesday. It's our schedule.
Brilliant.
Hoćemo li završiti do srijeda?
Hoćemo.
Višav.
This room in here is going to be the art centre. It's a lovely, hello, spacious, light, airy room. They're just fixing up the curtain rail with some silent bliss, so thank you for that. And over here, you can see they're just plumbing in basins. All the loos and basins for the entire school have been provided by the Plum Centre. There's another one to go in there. Onwards.
Got the frames of the doors were white.
No, doors are green.
The doors are green, the frames are white.
These doors were all supplied by Crosby Doors, so thank you so much, because there's an awful lot of them in this school. Down in this classroom, you can see that the floor wasn't in such a good condition, so Forbone men have come to our rescue with some lino. Oops, sorry. And this classroom is, well, it's literally finished, I think. Looks fantastic. Oh, don't walk on it. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, that's the last piece of roof down. There's still so much work to be done somehow throughout the night through the curfew. We've got about 60 more windows to put up, not to forget all the fixtures and fittings, things like blackboards that have to be screwed on. And really, I just feel at this moment this seems such a tiny drop in the ocean. You can see how crucial this project is for the school. You can see the desolation all around us, but it is just such a tiny, tiny drop in the ocean if you think that that's just the Croat side of the village, and the Serb side just behind me, they haven't even got a school at all. And this problem is multiplied right throughout Bosnia, Serbia and Croatia. As the Red Cross say, though, it is a start. I don't believe this. Stefan, a miracle.
Yeah.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. We've just arrived imagining there'd be a great last-minute flurry of chaos. And we're practically there. Richard! Woo! This is incredible. Hi. What happened last night then?
Well, I think all the pack cracks turned out to clean the place up. They were so concerned to be finished and not lose face.
So what time did they actually finish?
Well, believe it or not, they actually finished at 5 o'clock, 4 hours early.
5 o'clock this morning. That's our table tennis ball from Lilyites. Do you know it's the second room just up there? Dinosaur puzzles, stencil shapes, model painting sets. It's wonderful. Tables, where from?
Bristol.
Very good.
Birmingham.
Very good. Lockers?
HMSO.
Curtains?
Scopos.
What else can I find? Filing cabinets?
Obnovljene i opravljene škole od srca u ime svih učenika, učitelja i svih građana i osobno zahvaljujem. Ane Karajs i njena televizijska ekipa.
Ovo ne trebam previše.
Good morning, everybody.
The task of rebuilding the school was achieved thanks to the generosity of a great number of firms and individuals back in the UK. But it would not have been completed at all without the superhuman efforts of all the workers, both from Novogradnya and the volunteers who joined them, and the men and women from the British Medical Battalion. Finally, one word about the future. Looking around at the devastation and destruction here in Pakrac, it seems to me extraordinary that the town could ever be rebuilt. The courage and the commitment all of you have shown is proof indeed that Pakrac will be rebuilt again. I hope that this school will be a firm foundation for the rest of Pakrac's reconstruction. If you'd like further information, please write for our former Yugoslavia fact sheet, British Red Cross, Free Post, room 3960, 9 Grosvenor Crescent, London SW1X 7BR.